Hi guys! I'm so excited for you guys to hear Jana's dumpster deep dive. It was so much fun meeting her, chatting with her all about her life and getting super personal. This episode is a bit shorter than usual. We had a very small window of time that we could do this. So to make up for it, I was also on Jana's podcast, Wind Down. So make sure to go listen to that if you haven't already. But this is going to be a quick episode, our final guest of season 2. We're going out with a bang, Jana Kramer. So let's go take out some trash. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weekly Trash, the safe place to cleanse your mind, body, and soul of all that trash you consume this week so you can consume some more tomorrow. I'm your host, Josie Van Dyke, and I am sitting next to the one, the only, Jana Kramer, everybody. Hi. Thanks for letting us use your space.
For sure. I'm glad you're here.
I feel so honored to be in the Wind Down studio. I was going to tell you before we started, but we were like, no, we got to save it for the podcast.
Yeah.
I listened religiously until I started my own podcast. And then I was like, I can't be listening to other podcasts, right. You know? But I am a huge fan of Wind Down, but I'm also a huge fan of One Tree Hill. I'm a huge fan of I Got the Class Ring. Like, I'm a huge fan, Jana.
You have a good voice.
Let's put me on your album.
That was even a nice tone.
Put me on your next album. But no, I need to do a dumpster deep dive into who Jana Kramer is. So we're going to start from the very beginning.
Okay.
Jana, where are you from? Today's episode is brought to you by Thread. Let's dive into practical style with Thread. They've given the classic leather wallet a sleek update, focusing on simplicity and embracing the mission to carry on. Thread is your go-to for all things carry and self-expression. Now, let me share why I'm hooked on Thread's essentials, like the vertical wallet, wrist lanyard, lip balm holder. There is nothing worse than digging through your bag full of random stuff, so I cut out the chaos with Thread. The vertical wallet is my go-to solution, and the wrist lanyard and lip balm holder make everything I need just one reach away, simplifying my life and keeping me organized. And as a mom, I need that. So check out the entire collection, including these must-haves, at threadwallets.com, where functionality seamlessly meets fashion with Thread. Use code WEEKLYTRASH for 20% off your purchase. And thanks, Thread, for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode is also brought to you by ROADTOBABY. Did you know that 1 in 4 people struggle with infertility, making the dream of growing a family seem like an uphill battle? You've probably heard celebrities like Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton sharing their own surrogacy stories, shedding light on their journey. But what if I told you there's a team dedicated to making those dreams a reality for everyone? Meet ROADTOBABY. ROADTOBABY Agency specializes in surrogacy, egg, and sperm donation. With their expertise, they navigate the bumpy road to parenthood alongside you, ensuring you never feel alone. And if you've ever considered becoming a surrogate, egg, or sperm donor, look no further. ROADTOBABY believes in fairly compensating those pivotal in making parenthood dreams come true. Surrogates earn between $60,000 to $100,000 for their first time dedication. Egg donors are generously compensated at $10,000 per donation, while sperm donors earn $5,000 for their first donation. Whether you've ever considered becoming a surrogate, egg donor, or sperm donor, ROADTOBABY is the place to go. Apply at roadtobaby.com. Again, that's roadtobaby.com. ROADTOBABY.com.
I'm from Michigan. Yeah. So I was born in Detroit, and then I was raised in a little town, Washington Township in Michigan.
Okay.
And then, do you
have siblings?
I have an older brother, and then I have 2 half sisters, but we're not that close, which I honestly, I look back now that 40, I'm like, if there's one thing I could go back and do, I wish I had a closer relationship with my stepsisters, but I was 19 when the first one was born, and I was living in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So, and at that time I wasn't close with my dad. So I'm like, oh, well, they're getting the father that I kind of wanted.
Didn't get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had jealousy over the girls. And now I'm like, they're one's graduating high school and the other one's in college. And it's like, I sometimes forget to say, oh, and I have 2 half sisters.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have an older brother.
It doesn't register.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm like, well, I wonder how they feel.
No, they're probably probably so excited that you're their half sister. They probably,
but maybe
use
not, because I never, you know what I mean? We don't ever talk. So now now I look back and I'm like, man, every time I want to reach out, I'm like, I think it's just kind of lost time.
Yeah. So do you have a relationship with your dad at all now?
We're great. My dad and I are
Okay.
awesome.
What about your mom?
My mom and I are great.
Okay. So growing up, there wasn't that relationship though.
No.
Was it because
My
you
dad
didn't want
cheated
it?
on
Okay.
my mom
Okay.
with
so there was
the girl's
resentment.
mom.
Oh, wow.
So there was another piece too.
Love.
I'm like, well, I don't want to go over to the
No.
mistress's house with the 2 little kids.
Yeah, no, you hate her.
Yeah.
How do you feel about her now?
Who?
Your I guess, would you even call her stepmom? Like,
No.
we
not
just
at
call
all.
her Jane Doe.
Jane Doe. I mean, we all make mistakes. We all, I think my dad played a part in it just as she played a part in it.
For sure.
I think I always just blamed her and my dad.
Mhm.
But now I'm like, when you get older, you realize that everyone plays a part, and I hope she's happy. I hope everyone's happy. That's the thing. I don't have any bad blood.
But definitely not like you wouldn't text her and be like, hey girl,
No.
how are you doing? Let's hang. Let's get a drink.
She'd be like, what?
Why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not at
So
all.
how did you get started in acting? Because you had a gig in 2002. Before,
Oh, deep dive.
Oh, like I said, we're going deep.
She's
girl.
going deep in the
we're
trash.
We're going deep in it. You were in a small film in 2002, right? Like an independent horror movie.
Oh God. Yeah. That was just like something that it was from like an acting class that I went to this really grungy acting class in Detroit before I graduated. And they're like, do you want to be in this horror film? And I'm like, sure, I'll do anything.
Absolutely. So that was like your first role.
Yeah. Guess so.
What made you want to get started in acting?
I loved it. There was something about it where you can kind of escape your own reality.
Yeah.
And enter in someone else's. And I kind of loved that at that time. And then now it's such therapy. So the movie that I just did that comes out in June, I got to relive things, but also take ownership in them.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you've had quite the past. Like when I was trying to think of questions, I was like, there's so much I want to ask her because I'm a One Tree Hill fan. So like I need to ask, how the fuck did you get on One Tree Hill? We swear on Weekly Trash, by the way.
Okay, that's good.
I also was like, wait, I need to talk about the 5. You've been engaged 5 times.
Have I?
Yeah, I think so.
I kind of lost count.
You've been engaged 5 times. You're about to get married.
I don't think it was 5.
Because you had the one random engagement that broke off.
Oh, he never proposed to me.
Oh, it wasn't real. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
no, we went to Vegas.
Oh, so technically you weren't engaged.
No.
Because it just was a random marriage.
We went to
So you engaged
Vegas
4 times.
I'm still going to debate that one, but
Okay.
probably not.
Okay.
Well, you're probably right.
So I'm like, you have so many
Yeah.
past relationships, but your first marriage
Yeah.
was really scary and toxic and abusive.
Mhm.
And did anybody know that at the time? Because you were filming One Tree Hill during it. No?
Mm-mm. So I was filming another movie during it. So I met this man. He's like, I don't even know how many years older he was, maybe 16, 17 years older than me. We went to Vegas and Elvis married us. I knew him for like a week or 2. Like it was just stupid.
You don't even know can you remember how you met?
No, we met at the Coffee Bean
Okay.
on Sunset. in
What
Fairfax.
attracted you to him in the first place?
This is going to sound really shallow,
Okay. We love shallow.
but like
He's
he was-
hot.
Well, no,
He's rich.
he had a Porsche.
Okay. Because you were like 19.
I didn't come from money. So
Same.
I like my mom, single mom, she had 3 jobs. I had to quit everything. I had to quit figure skating. It was my favorite thing ever, but because my mom didn't have the money.
Yeah.
And so, I see this guy who just wanted to spoil me and I loved it.
For sure.
And then he was like, let's go to Vegas and get married. I'm like, okay. And
so
then,
it was his idea.
Yeah.
Okay. And
But
you
then
just rolled
what I
with it.
realized was because he was he was a con artist. So he was taking credit cards. So like he maxed out my social security number with credit cards, my mom's.
No.
It was bad. Yeah. So, I mean, so much just con stuff. I mean, because he went to jail for money laundering that I didn't even know about. Like I didn't even know his rap sheet when we were in court. The DA was like, just sit down for this. Like he was in jail for hurting like a previous ex-wife. And I mean, I knew nothing. And then 7 years for money laundering. I mean, I was like floored. But I didn't know the guy either. So I'm like,
Yeah.
but
He's
then,
basically a stranger with a Porsche.
yeah, but nobody. So I married him and then I booked my first big movie with Lionsgate. It was Return of the Living Dead. It was like this big thing and I was so excited. But nobody knew that I married him. Like literally nobody in my family knew until my mom found out when we went to court because I had to say he was my husband.
Yeah.
And then nobody else found out until I was on Dancing with the Stars.
No way.
So it was nobody in my family knew, unless they Wikipedia'd it, because somehow it came up like on Wikipedia, like maybe a year before that.
So they didn't know about the abuse or anything?
No. Nothing.
So you held that inside for that long?
Yeah.
That's terrifying that you had to go through that alone.
But yeah, it was bad. It was not great, which I think is why now it's like, okay, I feel like there's a platform to be able to help other people. And that's kind of where I always go now, or there's always when it's a hard season, there's a lesson in the hard and then pay it forward kind of vibe.
Did the abuse start pretty
like
quickly?
Right away. Yeah. It was when I was in Romania. So, and he started just like, I was a little heavier too. And so he would
make comments,
say I was fat, throw me into the walls. And then I would just, so that started like that gradually. But how could I be with anybody else because I'm fat?
Yeah, he tears you down so you feel like you have nothing and no one.
But then says I'm beautiful the next day.
Were you in abusive relationships before? Was he your first experience with that?
He was my first physical experience, but I was raised in a toxic household.
Gotcha.
With a lot of aggression.
Gotcha.
So I thought that was what was love.
Yeah, you thought it was normal.
Mm-hmm.
So he ended up going to jail.
Yeah.
And he's passed away. He's deceased now in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
You had said in an interview that at first you were like relieved and you felt bad that you were relieved.
Yeah.
But I think that's a very valid feeling to feel when somebody who hurt you, like he physically assaulted you multiple times.
Yeah. I think I always kind of blamed myself. Like if he didn't meet me, maybe he wouldn't be in jail. But then when he got out of jail, someone had reached out to me saying, hey, I heard that the real reason that this person was in jail was because he was abusing you, but he told me it was something else, but he just threw me down the stairs. So like, can you please be honest with me? And I'm like, well, first of all, and that's just the toxic
that
relationship
cycle.
Because I'm like, if someone's even just attempting to push you down or touching you, like, but I mean, I was the same mindset. I'm like, well, you can grab me, but if you bruise me, okay, well, if you bruise me, and then it was always like, and then it was probably my fault. So
no, it wasn't your fault.
I know, but like that's what they would make you feel.
Absolutely.
So that's when I got that. I think it was a Facebook. When I got that, I was like, okay, he has not changed. So I knew that it wasn't
you,
wasn't me,
and it was never you. But to get that validation, that it wasn't you, probably felt really good.
Yeah, and then I have heard from like his one daughter, and she still wants to maybe have a conversation, but for me right now, I'm just like, that door is so closed for me that I don't.
Yeah, you're so
I don't
far
need
removed
to open it unless it was something that like she needed, but I just kind of have stepped away from just that, the relationships there.
So when you were in One Tree Hill, were you divorced at that point?
Oh yeah. So the court kind of like annulled that.
Okay. That's
relationship.
Nice. Oh, good.
You know what I mean? And then also, which I was very happy about because they realized that it wasn't me on the court, the credit card stuff. Like they took that away as well. Yeah. Cause I'm like, I didn't even know. Like,
yeah. And you're 19, like you're a baby.
Like, I don't
even know what credit scores are.
Yeah. So I appreciate that. And then and after that, I was just a mess. Like I was just dating guys and then would break their heart before they broke mine. Like just like total toxic mess. And then, but then started dating somebody else. And then I got engaged to John. Mm-hmm. And we were married for a week. So I like to say like, I've been married once because Mike that was a marriage.
Yeah.
Like I've had weddings and
engagements,
but like, that was like, I was married once. And like, that's kind of how I was.
That's valid.
Thank you.
That's very valid.
But I've had 2 weddings. So.
And you're about to have a third,
Yeek.
Which is exciting. But before we get there.
Yeah. But anyway, so then One Tree Hill, I was dating John and then I got engaged somewhere in that season, like in the seasons. But One Tree Hill was a great launching pad for like the music and.
Yeah. Because you got into country music.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a country girl. You're not from the country.
I was raised with country music.
Okay.
There's a huge country scene in Michigan.
Oh,
so
really?
Yeah.
I've never been, so I wouldn't know.
Lots of country music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's actually you were always born in that.
Mm-hmm.
And you just gravitated towards wanting to sing country.
Yeah.
And
always.
your voice is gorgeous.
Thanks.
When you got casted as Alex, was that one of the things where they're like, do you have a good voice? Can you sing?
Nope, not at all. I knew the creator loved new music, and I just was like, all right, I really, really, really want to try music. I had a shot at it when I was on Friday Night Lights when the writer's strike happened. I did this CMT show that nobody saw. It was called Can You Duet? And that was the first time I ever sang. And then I had met some contacts from there. And so cut to then when I was on One Tree Hill, I'm like, all right, well, this is an opportunity to talk to those people, wrote some songs, then I gave it to the creator. And that's when he turned my character into a singer. So.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that was fun.
Did you ever do like singing lessons before?
No.
You just were naturally gifted?
No, because I'm not like a great singer.
You are.
No, I'm not. Like Carrie Underwood is a beautiful, perfect.
That range.
Yeah, like I could never do that. I just think I can tell it's like I'd rather listen to someone that you can feel what they're singing rather than the perfect pitch. So that's just what I always went with.
No, for sure.
To make myself feel better.
So the One Tree Hill experience, you said it gave you that platform to go off of. So then you go into the country world. What was the biggest like eye opener going from acting to music?
Well, in the country world, it's really tough because they want you the entire time. I had to keep trying to prove myself. Like, no, I want to be a country artist. And they're like, well, it's this or that. I'm like, well, that's not fair. So I have to pick one or the other.
Yeah.
So I had to leave the last season of One Tree Hill because if not, some country radio programmers wouldn't have added my stuff onto.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, you're either this or that. And I'm like, well, guys can do a bunch of different things.
Yeah. Tim
Why
McGraw.
can't I? Yeah. I'm like, this just doesn't seem fair to me. Like Blake's on this show or what? I'm like, I don't understand. But I'm like, no. I wish so badly I didn't do that because it took me out of acting for like 5 years, which I don't love, but it was still a great experience. I, got to make music and tour, but I prefer the acting life than the touring life. It's just, especially when you have kids too. I'm like, I've got 2 kids on a tour bus. This is not what I wanted for them. It was just not great.
That's a lot. Let's talk about motherhood because you have 3 babies. You had Jolie, your first, with your ex-husband, Mike. How soon after marriage were you like, let's start a family?
With Mike?
Yeah.
I wanted kids right away.
Okay.
That's probably why, and I wrote this in my book, because my ex had cheated on me before we got married, but I wanted kids so badly because I was in my 30s that I was just like, it's okay.
We'll make it work.
Yeah, it'll be fine. You feel sorry.
Yeah.
I want a kid.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to start over.
No, it's a lot. It's scary.
Yeah. So I don't regret that because I have 2 beautiful babies and I love them so much. Having said that, I wish, I would have been a little smarter with it. I want people to know they don't have to settle because you're going to find your person.
Yeah. It's hard because you don't want to take it back.
I know. Yeah.
Because look what you got. You got 2 beautiful kids, but you had to go through some shit with Mike.
Yeah.
You were married for 6 years total, right?
Yeah, we almost got to 7.
And there were some breaks in between. You went on Dancing with the Stars during one of those kind of breaks.
Yeah, he was in rehab then.
Yeah. When you guys got back together, did you feel secure? Did you feel safe? Like he really had changed? No.
I wanted to believe it, but he was never.
Sorry to interrupt, but today's episode is brought to you by Betty's. Betty's is a patented design and you will not find anything else like it on the market. Each zipper bedding set is all one piece. Your Betty's include your sheet, blanket, comforter, and matching pillowcases and shams, and they go all on your bed like a fitted sheet. It comes in sizes toddler to king and are perfect for any bed, especially beds that are in tight spaces. I personally love it for my kids because they get zipped in like a little sleeping bag and are absolutely obsessed. And I have an exclusive code for trashers. If you use code WEEKLYTRASH, you will get 25% off your order up until the 16th. Okay. After the 16th, the discount code will go to 20%. So use it while you can to get 25% off all your bedding at beddys.com. BEDDYS.com.
It would be like 3 months of good behavior and then something shitty would happen again or something that he would try to pull the sheet over me. Like I'd be like, but then why is this random text message? I don't know. I just got like a random message. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah,
just being gaslit like 24/7 in that. So
Well, because I would listen when you guys would podcast together.
Yeah.
And I remember you guys having conversations and you'd be like, well, this week was kind of rough because I saw something that like hurt me. And you guys would almost like have a therapy session on the podcast.
Man, yeah.
And then, you know, you wrote the book and all these things. Was that comfortable for you to be vulnerable like that on the podcast with him? Or was that something where you're like, you know what, this is my job. We have to do it. We have to share this part of our lives.
I think because he got outed with his addiction. For me, I was like, this is always going to be written about. And I like to take things and turn it into something positive.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and call it capitalization or capitalizing on things. Fine. Like I'm like, all right, how can we, because they're always going to write about the fact that you cheated. So like, how can we make this into a positive spin?
Take the power.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been wanting to write a book, and that's when, you know, I was like, would you be interested? He was like, absolutely not. But then when he came on the podcast and started talking, he's like, actually, I really do like it, and maybe we could help people. So I liked that piece. I just wish he was honest with his part in it, because the book is great. Like, it's a really good book. There's a lot of good tips and tools in there. Some of the things we talked about in the podcast was good, but like a day or 2 days before I found out about the last round of affairs, you know, he's on social media being like, you're only sick as your secrets. And, you know, you just got to be honest. And I'm like, you're fucking lying. You know, it was all just full of shit.
Yeah.
But,
well, and that makes you feel like you look bad because you're like, I was being honest.
Yeah.
I was being truthful. I was being vulnerable. What the fuck were you doing that whole time?
Exactly. So, I mean, it was good because I needed to have it go that many years so that I can, you know, look at Jolie when she asked me when she's older, you know, I'll be like, I would have zero regrets, like none whatsoever. I would have regretted if I waited 20 years.
For sure.
Wasted 20 years of my life, but 6 years, I fought really freaking hard for it. And I have zero regrets.
I feel like you're very honest with your kids, as honest as you can be for their age. I mean, they're still really young, but one day they're going to see all the things. Is there anything you're nervous about? Or do you feel like since you've been so open, it's never going to be a hard conversation with them?
So there are things that I haven't been open and honest about. Those things I would be worried if my daughter found out, but I'll never say those because that would hurt them.
Yeah.
And they don't need to know certain details.
Yeah.
So no, because certain things are kept quiet.
I think a lot of people don't realize that with Instagram. They think they know everything. They know everything about you.
Yeah.
Even with podcasting, it's like there's still things that you don't know and you'll never know.
Yeah.
Like you got to keep some things to yourself.
Yeah.
Protect you and your
that's
kids.
the thing. They're like, oh, like what you're doing, like, you know, saying all this stuff. I'm like, you have no idea actually what I am not saying to protect my daughter and to protect.
Like I'm already filtering it so much.
Yeah. Like,
you have no idea. But you're in a really healthy relationship right now.
Yeah, he's great.
Allen, how did you guys meet?
He stalked me on Instagram.
We love a good stalk.
No, he reached out to me on Instagram, and I honestly I saw the DM come through, but his page was private.
Okay.
And I was just like, he lives in England.
What did he slide in with?
He slid in with something like, you seem like a great mom. Would love to meet you. You know, I'll be in the States in November if you're around. And I'm
that's a good compliment.
No,
though.
It was very sweet.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like, you're hot.
Yeah, it was something that was more
like you're a great
passionate
mom.
and sweet.
Yeah. So I love that. But at the same time, I just wasn't, I just had a fun summer.
Yeah.
I'll say that. And I was just kind of like, I'm good. Like I don't like, I just want to kind of celebrate Christmas with the kids.
You were dating, you were living that single life.
Yeah, it was super fun. And then I just was like, I don't want to be with anybody.
Yeah.
And then he kept he kept kind of sliding in. And then I was like, well, okay, fine. Here's my number. And then he would WhatsApp me, but I don't really look at my WhatsApp. So it'd be like every 2 or 3 weeks, I'd be like, oh shoot, there's that guy that's in my WhatsApp. And then one night I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to Google him. And I was like, oh, he's really freaking hot. I was like, maybe I could have one more little like winter fling.
Why not?
You know, I was like, this could be fun. And then he totally, he flew to Nashville and it was game over.
What was different about him that stood out?
I just feel so safe around him. Like I just felt protected the second I was in his presence. And then he just like got me. And I feel like I'm always having to like defend or backtrack or be like, yeah, but it was because of this or with anything with my past. And with him, he's just like, don't care. Like love all of parts of you and every version of you, you don't even have to defend. And I'm like, that was just so refreshing.
And you deserve that.
Thank you.
Because you've been through more than a woman should ever go through in her lifetime when it comes to relationships and hardships. You deserve the fairy tale.
Thanks.
So obviously you guys have your sweet boy together. He's the cutest
He's a
thing,
meatball.
Roman. I'm that mom that like has cute aggression where I'm like, I like clench my teeth. I want to eat my kids. They're so cute.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I want to bite them.
He's delicious.
He's so cute.
Were you guys trying to have him?
So if anybody that I dated before this, I was like, no, I'm done. Like I'm going to be 40. Like absolutely not. Totally done.
Which I cannot believe you're even in that age group. You look like you're 21. You're so hot.
Thanks, girl. How old are you?
I'm 28.
I'm so jealous.
I'm a freaking baby, but I feel like I'm like 40
jealous.
sometimes.
You have 3 kids.
I have 3.
Get on ya. Oh, it's Salt Lake.
It's Utah. Yeah. That's what we do. That's what we do. We pop them out quick.
Okay, but yeah. And then so he asked me if I wanted kids, and I'm like, with you, maybe. Like I just would love to create something with you.
Yeah, cute babies.
But I was like, but I don't know if we'll be able to. I've had multiple miscarriages.
Yeah, you did IVF.
Done all of that. So I'm like, I don't think it's going to happen. And then the first month we tried, I got pregnant. And I was like, oh my how?
Gosh. Quick little interruption, but today's episode is brought to you by Dime. Dime's mission is to create luxurious skincare and beauty products that are clean, effective, and affordable. They have everything you need to give yourself glowing, clear, healthy skin. I've used Dime for over 5 years, well before I ever got a code from them. And I always get compliments on my skin. And when I tell them it's Dime and they look at the website, some people are shocked that it's not some high-end, extremely expensive skincare line. But it is. Dime is one of the cleanest skincare lines out there and affordable. And they make your skincare routine so simple by offering bundles to help you meet your skin goals. They also have some incredible perfumes that are so clean. So if you're into clean, organic things, this is for you. If you came to my party and you were lucky to get one of the first 50 bags, you also got a perfume sample so you know how good they are. One of my favorites from Dime is their Wonder Screen. I put it on as my first step for my makeup routine because it gives my face like the prettiest hint of color and glow. And it's also sunscreen, which is amazing because we're trying to get rid of them dark spots, you know? And nobody wants wrinkles either. So try one of the amazing Dime products today by going to dimebeautyco.com and use code WEEKLYTRASH20 for 20% off your order. There are so many amazing products. But anyways, I love Dime, love their products, and I will be using them till I die. Dime or die, baby. You guys weren't engaged yet, were you?
Nope.
No. Mm-mm. So you knew before you even were engaged that like this was your person.
Yeah.
You wanted to have a baby.
I never felt this way even with any of my last husbands.
Yeah. So this is like your dream. Like you need to go all out for your wedding. Like what are you doing?
Well, I just want it to be super small. And really the wedding's for Jolie. So she can like kind of wear her dress and be in the little horse and carriage and that whole vibe. But it's going to be small, but it's going to be lovely. And it's going to be everything that it should have been.
It's going to be intimate.
Yeah.
Where are you having? Have you shared?
Scotland. Yeah.
Because that's where he's from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
A little castle.
Are you so excited or are you stressed?
Awesome. No, the invites are over text. I did just get the invites. So I was like, I need to have like an actual invitation. I don't know where the dress is. I think we went and got it, but
you're so chill with that. Were you this way when you had your wedding with Mike?
No, because I was paying for it all myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it's a little different.
As help. I have help.
Yeah.
You know, it's just nice.
Yeah, that is very nice.
Yeah. So, but again, I am still keeping it very, like, it's like 30 people.
Oh, that's amazing.
Super small.
Are you guys going on a honeymoon?
I've never gone on a honeymoon. Have that make sense.
You deserve a honeymoon.
You. Never done it.
Where are you going?
We're in Italy.
Oh my gosh. I'm assuming you've probably been to Italy before.
Only Rome. Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to Capri and Ravello and Positano and Amalfi Coast. I'm just so excited.
Does he speak any other languages?
Nope.
No? That's surprising. I feel like people who aren't American, they're like taught languages all the time.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, here in America, we don't know anything. Like I can barely speak English half the time. But seriously, that's going to be so incredible. So are the kids going to fly home with like grandma? Like how's that all going to work out? Are you going straight
I just did that all. So we're going to everyone's flying to Scotland And then the week before. And then we're leaving Roman with his parents.
Okay.
And then my Jolie and Jace are going to Detroit with my dad and his wife, new wife.
Yeah.
Who's lovely. Love her.
Okay.
She's the best. And so then I flew Mike, and then I'm flying Mike up to Detroit to grab the kids
I thought you were going
to
to
bring
say
them
you were
down.
flying Mike to the wedding.
No. He offered. He's like, I'll come to the wedding, and I'm like, I'm not flying your ass to Scotland.
Oh, would you want him there? Though?
No,
I'm like, that would
you
be.
would never. No,
I wouldn't want that.
Nope.
No, I wouldn't want that.
Mm-mm.
Okay, but those are
Zilch.
like hard logistics, though. That's stressful. Like,
well, I love that kind of stuff, though. I love managing it. Yeah, I was just doing the parenting calendar the other day. Like I just kind of trying to figure it out and all the different, like I have to go do a convention in Wilmington. So I'm like, just like moving around all these pieces and that kind of stuff.
Because your schedule is busy. You just finished wrapping the movie.
Yep.
Which it was probably really emotional for you to film because it is about an abusive relationship. Is it called, it's called Gaslight Me? Or Gaslit.
Gaslit by my husband, the Morgan Metzer story.
Yeah. And Jolie got to film it with you.
It was great.
Is it crazy to see her kind of follow in your footsteps a little bit?
What was awesome about it was that it was the first time I've ever seen her really confident in something. Like she's been good at certain things, but she was great at this. And she knew it too. And that was a really, like I started crying on set because I'm like, she knows that she's,
good.
Yeah.
And you get to watch that. And also you get to kind of coach her because you know this world.
Yeah.
How cool is that she gets
fun.
somebody like that? Because I mean, with all the things that have come out, like behind the scenes with the whole Drake Bell situation.
Yep. We got to have some really honest conversations. Like, this is what is right. This is what is not. This is what can happen and can't happen and shouldn't happen. And so it was good.
You get to be there.
Yeah.
Like you get to actually be in the room and see things happen.
Yep.
How soon will the movie come out?
I believe it's June 9th, but I'm not 100% sure.
So like in a year?
No,
this
June. Month. Yeah.
How's that
lifetime.
turnaround?
Yeah, they're fast.
That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy fast.
Is there going to be like a premiere that you're going to?
No, we'll just do like a little watch party here. Yeah,
that'll be fun.
I think just going on.
Are they almost ready for you? Okay, we'll finish up with last questions.
Okay.
What would you tell young Jana?
Oh man. Well, high school Jana, I would say leave the boyfriend, stop crying, dry your tears, go have fun with your friends.
Love.
Like just don't.
Yeah.
And then I would say 20s Jana, you're going to figure it out. Just trust that it's all going to work out.
I love that. Well, you're doing a great job. You're such a beautiful woman and a great mom and a businesswoman and an actress and a musician. Like you're all the things.
Thank you.
I love you. I'm a huge fan.
Thanks, girl.
Thank you so much for coming on.
I appreciate it. Of
Trash.
course.
This was great.
Will you come on mine?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fabulous. TBC continued?
Yeah, TBC, to be continued. I just had a stroke, but yeah, we're about to record Wind Down. So everybody get ready for that. And don't forget to take out your trash. Bye.
Bye. Take it out.
Take it out.